Hey guys, I was invited to try out the closed beta for Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I've been playing the game a lot over the weekend, put a number of hours into it, and I wanted to give you guys my first impressions and thoughts on this beta. First things first, I want to give a big thank you to Sega for sending me the access code to the game. This video is not sponsored in any way, I simply just signed up and was selected to be part of the beta. To get it out of the way, even though this is a mascot kart racer, this is not a Mario Kart clone. These races seem to be a lot more chaotic and crazy than Mario Kart outside of 200cc. It hasn't been uncommon for me to go from first or second to suddenly being in sixth. A blast from a single item can throw you off, and that is a double-edged sword that you're gonna have to deal with. Compared to Mario Kart here, I messed up and went off the track only to have a single piranha plant pass me. This is on 200cc by the way, whereas in Sonic, I didn't hug the inside corner enough on this drift and almost 3 people passed me. On one hand, it can be extremely frustrating to have all your work taken away so quickly, but knowing that I can turn around just as quickly and make my way back to the front of the pack is satisfying. That is, if you don't get bombarded by seemingly every item in the game once you're in the middle. The middle of the pack in this game is complete and utter chaos. Look at this. In just over a single second, I got hit by a tornado, blasted by a punch glove, and my car got sliced in half. There are seemingly very few to zero invincibility frames once you take damage here. Part of the chaos comes from the fact that this game seems to do such a great job of keeping the competition close in order to keep you in the action. Meaning that knowing how to drive and drift around corners is key to get ahead. To start the race, you have to rev up your engine to get a boost off the bat. This is very similar to how the drag races in the old Need for Speed Underground games did it. Once you're off, knowing how to drive and drift is key. Drifting through corners is a lot different than it is in Mario Kart, and it takes some getting used to. Especially if, like me, you've been playing Mario Kart 8 pretty consistently over the years. Drifts tend to be a lot sharper in Sonic, and I found myself starting to drift too early into a corner, and I had to retrain myself a little bit just so I don't end up going into the inside wall. Drifts here can also be comboed as well. You have to make 2 opposing turns back to back. You can simply swap your drift over to the other side to keep building it up. There are 3 levels to your standard drift, with each level giving you a bigger boost once you release it. The longer you hold the drift, the bigger the boost. And you can keep that drift going for as long as you can either hold it or so long as you don't hit the barrier or get hit by an item. The item pickups aren't just reskins of Mario Kart items. There are ones that are functionally the same, like the blue wisp being a mushroom, the yellow wisp being a bullet bill, and the red and green punch gloves being the red and green shells. But there are entirely unique pickups that you will most likely see more often than not, like the violet wisp, which can suck in rings, items, and prevent some attacks, the slicer, which will temporarily cut off the rear end of someone's car, killing their momentum, or Omochow, who will create a path of rings in front of you. Rings which will help you get to top speed, like how coins do in Mario Kart, except rings here are a lot more plentiful and you need 100 to reach your top speed. For another boost, the game has a trick system similar to one found when going off ramps in Sonic Generations. After a jump, flick the left thumbstick up, down, left or right as many times as you can for a boost upon landing. The more tricks, the bigger the boost. The game even features a progression system. With each race, you earn both tickets that can be used to unlock parts and decals for kart customization, as well as points to increase your rank, starting out as an E- and going all the way to Legend. The better you do, the more tickets and points you earn. While many mechanics are similar to other kart racers, there is enough new things brought to the table here to make the gameplay unique and different. Without simply relying on different popular mascots, the game isn't just Mario Kart with Sonic characters. Speaking of those characters, right off the bat we have 9 characters to choose from. Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Eggman, Cream along with her little Chow Cheese, and for some reason Zaz, with plenty more empty slots and the promise of so many more characters to come. We do only have the character's modern standard look with no costumes or variations, but that could be something coming in either the full release or in future updates. New to Sonic kart racing games now, each character has their own individual stats. These stats include speed, acceleration, handling, power, and boost. Each character so far has shown unique stats. While some like Sonic and Shadow are very close, I didn't really feel much of a difference in how I played based on the character, but more on the kart that I drove and which parts I chose. Yes, the kart customization is returning from Team Sonic Racing. Not only can you customize your kart, but there are 4 different styles of kart to choose from in this beta, with one completely missing. There is speed, acceleration, power, and handling, and the missing category is likely going to be the extreme gears from the Sonic Riders games. Each kart has 3 different components that can be swapped for 4 different parts. The front end, the rear end, and the tires each have 4 variations on each kart, with 2 parts costing tickets to unlock. Each part affects the kart's stats in some way, both negatively and positively, like it can increase your acceleration but reduce your boost. There's also plenty of cosmetic customization, so you can have customized paint jobs, you can add decal stickers, things that you can do to make your kart look very unique. Another way to customize your race is through the use of what the game calls gadgets. Gadgets are essentially modifiers that you can attach and use throughout the races. You have 6 slots that you can equip, with each gadget taking up 1 to 3 slots depending on what you choose. They can do a lot of things like help you fill out the first stage of your drift boost faster, to allowing you to carry 200 rings instead of the standard 100, to doubling the amount of rings that you pick up, and tons of other options and combinations to choose from. You even have a few different sets of gadgets to swap between. You can unlock more as you continue, and it's worth experimenting with them to see what you like to use on the track. Speaking of the tracks, we only have a handful of the 24 promised tracks in this demo, but they include Metal Harbor, Rainbow Garden, Ocean Stadium, E-Stadium, Wonder Museum, and Water Palace. Maps are voted on in the lobby where everyone connects, and this is where the game shows off that it's a beta. The lobby freezes when everyone joins in, and the channel in the background have low frame rate animations, but it turns out that this is a stylistic choice because they are animated like that in the track too. Kinda reminds me of the crowd in the old sports games like NBA 2K on the Dreamcast. But despite the vote, you do not spend the entire race on these tracks. The key feature of Sonic Racing Crossworlds is the Crossworlds, single lap sections that transport you to a brand new section for the second lap of the race. If you're in first at the end of the first lap, you get to choose between 2 warp rings to pick from. So far, the Crossworld maps include Roulette Road, Sky Road, Kraken Bay, Dinosaur Jungle, and Magma Planet. After doing a single lap in these Crossworlds, you go back to the main stage and finish your final lap. Once the race is finished, you either go back to the lobby or to the main menu. No Grand Prix, no jumping into the next race for the beta, simply just one and done affairs. Overall, this is a solid kart racer that, despite the comparison it's obviously going to get to things like Mario Kart, it does feel like it's trying to be its own thing and not just trying to be Mario Kart for Sonic fans. Outside of a few times where I got dropped in the middle of a race, I've had almost no bad bugs or glitches. This is a fun game. I've been having fun with it over the weekend, and I look forward to seeing what comes in the full release. But what do you guys think? Did you get your hands on it? Did you try it out? Did you like it? Let me know down in the comments below. Leave a like if you liked the video, and let me know what kind of content you guys would like to see. See you guys next time.